The Truth That Waited in the Trees. A true story, told softly. She walked into the mist and never came back. No scream, no trail, just her name, hanging in the trees. They came together, but only Raja was found. And for weeks the forests of Meghalaya whispered just one question: where is Sonam? Sonam Raghuvanshi and her husband Raja had come to Meghalaya on their honeymoon. Two lovers from Indore, hand in hand, chasing magic in the clouds. It was their first trip together, a quiet escape from wedding noise and city heat. No guides, no plans, just them, two young hearts mapping the hills by feeling. Locals remembered the pair clearly. Raja, tall, with kind eyes and a little too much sunscreen. Sonam, her laughter echoing like birdsong as she tugged at his hand, asking him to slow down and look. They wandered down mossy trails, their shoes caked in red mud. They shared roasted corn on foggy hilltops. He would wipe the raindrops from her forehead with his sleeve, and she would steal photos of him when he wasn't looking. In the early mornings, they sat together under a thatched awning, sipping ginger tea, watching clouds roll between the trees like they were alive. There was one day, a shopkeeper recalled, when the two bought just one umbrella and walked anyway, close under it, giggling like school kids. A small trail by the root bridge was their favorite spot. They returned there twice, once at sunrise and once again in the blue hour, when the forest glowed and everything smelled like wet stone and lemongrass. They spoke Hindi, smiled easily, and left no trouble behind. Just love, just warmth. Then came May 23rd. That morning they checked out from the homestay in Nongriat. They packed light, paid in cash. The homestay owner wished them well. Sonam smiled and said they were headed towards the falls. Raja waved, his camera slung across his shoulder. And then they vanished. No message, no call, no goodbye. Just the wind moving through empty trails. 10 days later, on June 2nd, Raja was found, deep in a gorge near Waisadong Falls. The forest had tried to keep him, but the wind gave him back. His smartwatch clung to his wrist like it didn't want to let go. His body, broken, bruised, slashed. A machete nearby, a smashed phone, his shirt soaked red. This wasn't an accident. It wasn't nature's doing. Someone had killed him. But Sonam, still missing. If she walked away, why didn't she leave a footprint? Why did even the wind forget to whisper her name? The search teams tried everything. Drones, dogs, barefoot men with torches and fears. They found a raincoat, a stain, a silence. Her mother begged the camera. If she's alive, please send her back. But some whispers grew louder. Did she run? Or was she taken? Or worse, did she see something she was never meant to? And then, one morning, the mist cracked. Not with thunder, not with answers. Just a name. Sonam. She hadn't vanished into the forest. She hadn't become a ghost. She had fled. While search teams combed cliffs and valleys, while Raja's family prayed for a miracle or a body, she was slipping through crowds, boarding buses, changing phones, wearing silence like a second skin. But secrets don't stay buried, not in the hills, not in the heart. The police tracked a signal, a slip, a name whispered to the wrong person, and in a quiet alley in Ghazipur, they found her. No dramatic chase, no weeping confession, just a woman staring at the floor when they called her name. She didn't scream, she didn't beg, and when they asked where Raja was, she said nothing, but the silence said enough. The scream was never in the forest. It had always been inside her. For days, investigators had followed faint trails, a guide who saw too much, footprints near the cliff, an extra ticket never accounted for. Then came the story. Sonam hadn't come to Meghalaya alone. She brought 3 men with her from her hometown. Among them was a man named Raj Kushwaha, her secret lover. They followed the couple, acted like tourists, watched, waited, and on the day the honeymoon turned into a manhunt, they struck. On May 23rd, Raja was led near the edge. Whether Sonam whispered a goodbye or just looked away, we may never know, but behind him came the blow, and another, and another. He fell, silent, gone. The hills didn't keep her. She kept a secret the hills couldn't hide. After the murder, Sonam vanished, but not into the jungle. She slipped into the crowd, took a bus, disappeared. But guilt doesn't lose its scent, and neither do mountains. The police followed the threads. The guide, the one they rejected, remembered the faces, the calls made from public phones, a daba owner who overheard a slip of tongue, a raincoat left behind like a shadow trying to shed its skin. One by one, the three men were found, hiding in plain sight, thinking they had left the truth behind in the mist, but it had followed them, and Sonam, in the end, broke. Maybe it was love that made her do it. Maybe it was hate. Maybe it was fear of a future she never wanted. But it ended in blood. Not all stories are about forgiveness. Some are about footprints you can't erase. Not from mud, not from memory. Sonam Raghuvanshi now sits in a jail cell. Raja's family still holds his photograph. The smartwatch is in a drawer. It no longer ticks. The guide who remembered too much walks past the same trail now with heavier feet. And the forests, they've gone quiet again, but they remember. They always remember. Once upon a time, two lovers walked into the hills. Only one returned. And though justice has come, though the story has been told, the wind in Meghalaya still sounds like her name. Sonam. Because sometimes even the truth feels like a ghost.